Okay, what is this lady talking about?
From, right? I have been saying from day one that Sneako is a fake Muslim. I've been saying from day one that Sneako's fake, that he shouldn't date women, that women shouldn't date him, right? I've been saying from day one, but no one listens to me. So I wanted to have you on the podcast, Sneako, and of course I'm happy you're here as well. I want to talk about being exceptional. It's come up a lot, and I think because of where you're at in the world, I would argue that you are quite exceptional. But I know a lot of people don't want to think that of you. And
What?
Is she in love with him?
No, her statement is fair. So he is an exceptional person. No.
No, but I'm just confused because isn't her thing like you guys had a falling out because she's hyper feminist and she felt like your takes weren't feminist enough or something? So I'm just confused why Sneako meets her benchmark.
I wouldn't describe her as hyper feminist, but we'd have to dig into a whole bunch of stuff to get into all of that. Don't worry about our stuff. That has nothing to do with this. Okay, that's a totally separate thing. All right.
I was more so talking about them, but yeah, continue.
so I wanted to ask you, why do you think people have a hard time seeing you as exceptional? Because I'm just a small content creator. I'm like nobody, right? I'm just like this middle-class YouTuber. I do my thing. I make my money. I have fun, right? But the irony is that people gave me more responsibility in relation to Sneako than all the bigger YouTubers who kept platforming and talking about him.
Who gave her a response? What is she talking about? Is she like creating like a victim narrative in her head? Or like, because I'm just curious, like, where does this like responsibility come from? What is she talking about? I'm like so confused. What?
Right? Why do you think it is that a group of people with bigger audiences than me who platformed him over and over and over again, who invited him into their homes, I haven't even...
I'm so curious how many people are like, I'm specters in their mind. Somebody pointed this out to me, and I don't know if it's true, and I don't know if I'll ever go back to our early conversations and watch them. Yeah, I know she's talking about me. We do this thing where I assume we do this thing. People do this. I do this. Whenever I say girls do these things or guys do these things, I'm generally drawing from a lot of very heavy anecdotal experience. I usually say as much, right? I think guys tend to do this, girls tend to do this, I've seen that, blah, 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 blah. When I'm saying these things, I'm thinking about things that I've observed in my own life. And somebody pointed out to me that when Brittany talks about like a lot of like toxic relationship stuff and cheating and all this blah 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 blah, then like in almost every single one of those conversations, she's really just talking about her ex over and over and over and over and over again. Now, I don't know if that's true, and I don't know if I were to go back and rewatch our conversations, if maybe I would get that, feeling, but it's very, very, very weird. I don't understand how I'm coming up so much in Brittany's mind now for no reason. Like, what even happened recently that, like, why is she watching anything related to Darius and Xena? That's so weird. And then now it's pivoted back into me again. Why? She feels that you gave her a hard time? I mean, but I don't think I did. Like, even to today, I'm still generally pretty nice when I talk about Brittany. Like, I think I brought Brittany up probably like 3 or 4 times in random convos where people talk about BPD, and I say, this is an example of a really good person that deals with BPD. I think maybe I should stop using her as a good example. But like, other than that, I don't really talk about her at all. But it's so insane. She said it was because it was on Erudite's channel. That's a cope and a lie. There's a million things on a million channels on YouTube that one could talk about in celebrity relationships and not. Darius and Xena, not to knock anybody, at the end of the day, are small figures. The idea to fixate on them and do things is obviously intentional. I think she just fancies herself as a relationship guru and more importantly thinks she gives better advice than you. Yeah, I mean, if she wants to, go for it. But like, why compare yourself to me? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Met Sneako yet. I've physically never met him. But YouTubers who have met him, hung out with him, had dinner with him privately, made him famous, allowed him to clout shark on their channel.
She thinks I made Sneako famous? Damn. I also like how Vosh and Hassan do this too. They do this thing where I'm simultaneously like irrelevant while also being responsible for every negative piece of criticism they get on the internet. But insecurity probably. I think you broke her mind after your disagreement. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Allowed him to build an audience off of them. Why do you think I was given most of the responsibility in Sneako's not his success, but like his allowance for his bad behavior, even though I've been calling out his bad behavior from day one, the same way I call out everyone else's.
Did she? Because I feel like I'm so curious. I'm open to being wrong. I could be, because I only get clips from you guys, and I don't know if you guys, like, has she ever, is there a single video of Brittany ever bringing up anything related to Sneako's cheating? Because once she remembered that about me, she didn't even find out about it. She remembered it because she'd known this. Once she found out about that for me, bro, this thing came up like over and 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 over again. Has she ever mentioned that about Sneako? Ever?
I like you. I think you're a good person. I think most people are good, right? But you all do bad things. Like I said, every time I hang out with YouTubers, they're always shocked at like, what do you mean you don't lie? What do you mean you don't cheat on your partners? What do you mean you don't like do this and this? So again, why do you think that all these big YouTubers keep saying, but you were friends with Sneako? No more than I'm friends with you guys. Literally. Sneako doesn't know me like that. I don't know him. I've never met this man.
And again, I'd have to go back and listen, but the feeling I got, and this is a feeling, again, I could be totally wrong, but the feeling I got when I listened to her is she made it sound like they were quite a bit closer than this. Could I be wrong? Maybe that was just me wanting to hear that, maybe, and I was delusional? But I feel like when I was so like for her saying, for instance, like when I heard her say that like she'd never even met him before, I was like, oh, I didn't know that. The way that she spoke on it before sounded way more positive. She was calling him her son, did she? I feel like if you guys are saying this, I feel like you should link clips, because I don't want to just like read fake chat and it's actually not what she said. She said they had spoken privately quite a bit. Oh, maybe. I don't understand.
That Sneako lets me talk to him, I think, more than even Destiny does. I don't think Steven is as open-minded about me helping his relationship be quote-unquote better because he thinks it's good right now. But Sneako has definitely been more open to me in the past helping him with his relationships. So in my head, Sneako is more open-minded because...
It's like... where are his relationships at now? Like, one, Sneako's gonna be a bit more open because he's like 14 years old. I'm 34 years old. Of course, the receptiveness that we have to other people's advice is gonna be dramatically different. I've been dating a woman that I just married for 4 years. Sneako is bouncing between who the knows what, converting religions every other day. Yeah, no, might be a little bit more, but to say that he's open-minded when he is by de facto not open-minded because he's so judgmental is insane.
He's willing to admit he cheated. He's willing to admit he did things that were wrong. He hurt people. He knows that. And he admitted that over and over again. And all you...
It's got to be like the perfect... This has to be like the perfect trigger video. It's got to be the perfect trigger video.
guys did was make fun of him for it. Cool.
Just need you to bear with me through the context and get to the end of the video.
Destiny, she brought it up and you have seen a clip of it. I remember you getting mad about it because she said that Sneako cheated, but he owned up to it and is trying to become a better person. Oh, I do remember that. Okay. I absolutely remember that. Yeah, holy the double standard. Okay, yeah. Jesus, I remember that. Yeah. Destiny, why are you calling it weird? She is a relationship YouTuber watching a popular creator's content involving someone else's relationship, the same way she did with Ethan on Trisha Paytas. I mean, I feel like when there's personal drama, I feel like it changes a little bit when there are like a million things that you could be covering. So like if she's covering like H3H3 and Trisha or whatever I don't remember the names of these people. Like, oh, I can understand that. These are like really big people, right? I could maybe, probably not, but I could maybe even understand her covering my drama because I'm a decently big internet person with like all the red pill stuff. I could maybe even get behind that, maybe. I'd still probably feel like, I don't know. But Darius and Xena? These are not anywhere near mainstream people. And there's like so many other people's dramas that could be covered right now. I'm pretty sure there's more celeb relationship drama going on. And also, no offense to Xena and Darius, but their drama is very boring. There's not much to say about it. It's like, it's obviously unhealthy relationships with an obviously unhealthy female and obviously unhealthy male. Like it just like plays out like these are what 15-year-olds with like no guidance and horrible emotional problems like this. Like there's not even anything really interesting to go into there, right? Like this is a relationship that at 2 months has both people like screaming at each other. Like this Yeah. So it's just like, it's such a strange choice to cover that particular thing, you know? Yeah. It's just weird that she would choose that.
Because I'm a
It's Paytas? Trisha Paytas? Okay, maybe.
woman. Do you think it's just sexism? How boring. Right? But that's what I want to talk about. So I'm going to give you guys a quiz from.
Isn't she literally farming views by virtue of everything going on? It was evidently a smart decision. I'm assuming that's getting more views. Yeah, true. And as soon as she talked about me, I feel like I'm getting a bit conspiratorial here. But, I mean, as soon as she talked about me and that video ended, she put it immediately behind a paywall. Does she do that with all of her videos? I should have checked that. Maybe she does that with all of her videos, but I was like, okay. Okay, Chief.
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.